I'd welcome your opinion on whether you think this is a scam or not, and you can put your comments down below. It is a passive income plan. It launched on January the 1st, 2023, but it had been in beta mode for over 6 months and is widely followed. And it is either the absolute best passive income plan ever developed, or a scam on such a scale that it'll make even the biggest previous scam look like kids cheating at marbles. I'm going to run through the facts as I understand them at present. The plan is known as Afrique Arbitrage System, or AAS for short. Its founder and CEO is Jisum Michael, who commands an almost godlike respect from most of his followers. He claims, and it may well be true, that his intention is to put right the online corruption and help people recover from scams that have caused hardship to so many in the past. Jisum is an African man, and so English is not his first language, and so he must not be judged on grammatical errors or having an accent that may be difficult to understand. After all, I was born in England and my English is not perfect, and my accent may confuse some people. Below is a copy of a post that Jisum made in a Telegram group. If you must change the existing corrupt model, you must build a new model to fight the current fake model. And that is what AAS is doing. With or without referrals, your capital will work for you. It has the fastest withdrawal speed, not the fastest deposit speed. It's running in milliseconds, and it's been the first ever arbitrage system designed to run in milliseconds. Trading with ASI HFT microserver. It's been the first ever system designed to trade with 3-in-1 software. It has a liquidity pool with Binance, and it's the first arbitrage system to have a liquidity pool with Binance. It has the Binance Gateway, and it's the first arbitrage system to have a gateway that will checkmate scammers' wallets so that he can't scam innocent members if he was on the Binance watch list. It's the first arbitrage system to have the use of Twilio SMS code for operation. It's the first arbitrage system that is hands-free trading system. It's the first arbitrage system to have over 7 million users in 30 days of going live. Extraordinary numbers. The first arbitrage system that has a security server that defends itself from unethical attacks by shutting down operations without affecting daily trading and daily profit. And it's the first arbitrage system to have multiple servers and multiple hosts to protect itself from external attacks. AAS is changing the narrative. It's writing a new story. It is the game changer. I've not verified any of that information, with the exception of the withdrawals, which are extremely fast. The withdrawals I've made have been in my wallet in under a minute, but other than that, I've purely repeated it here. But some of the things that I've learned since joining on January the 25th, 2023 are: the minimum deposit is just $20 and there's no maximum deposit. Returns are paid every 24 hours and are set at 1.65% per day, 7 days a week. There is currently no automatic compounding. Withdrawals can only be made once you've accumulated at least $51 in returns, with $1 of that being used for transaction fees. Withdrawals are paid out very fast. Usually within seconds they arrive in your wallet. Initial deposits are credited quickly and usually become active within 24 hours. Additional deposits to top up your balance and rewards take from 24 hours to 48 hours and are always after you've received 2 of your daily returns, or 2 days worth of returns on your existing deposit. It is proposed that automatic compounding will be introduced in the future, and this will enhance the program even more. Currently, the only way to compound is to make a withdrawal and then to redeposit your withdrawal and wait patiently for the system to add it to your balance. taking anything from 24 to 48 hours. From the 28th day of each month, the rewards received are increased to 2% for 5 days, then 3.5% for 3 days, followed by 5% for 2 more days, and after that they revert to 1.65% daily until the 28th of the month again. Now, if you choose to refer others, and that's not required, you earn 5% of their daily income as a commission. You don't earn anything on their deposit. You don't earn anything other than on the income that they earn. So if they make $100, you will earn $5. Below, in this space here, there will be a video explaining this plan and the potential income that can be created. Once you've watched the video, if you think that this is worth the risk, you can click to register free. There is always a risk, whether you think it's 100% safe or whether you think it's 100% a scam. There is a risk. That analysis of being completely safe and being a total scam is your own personal choice. There is always a risk to some extent with any business, online or offline. If you want to play with the spreadsheet, you'll be able to download it by clicking this button, and you can click here to learn how and why I became involved in AAS. I'll be honest with you, if I'd seen this in any other way, I would have disregarded it as being too high risk to commit other people to. I may have joined it and never referred anybody, but I wouldn't have promoted it. They also have a Telegram group, and you can join that by clicking here. And that's it from me. Enjoy the video, make up your own mind, and please leave a comment below. Okay, I decided I would add this to the previous video rather than recording 2 videos. So what we have is a spreadsheet, and these first 4 columns are a very simple representation of how the plan works. You can change this figure. Anything that's in yellow, if you download it, you can change the numbers in the yellow area. Ignore everything over to the right for the moment, but these are the rates that you get paid. 1.65% per day until the 28th of the month, 2% from the 28th for 5 days, 3.5% for an additional 3 days, and 5% for a final 2 days before reverting back to 1.65%. And so the days we have down here are based on a 30-day month. Some months are 28 days, some months are 31. We know that, but I've just tried to simplify showing you how it works. So we have from the 28th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days at increased benefits, taking you into the following month, and then it reverts to 1.65% until the 28th comes round again. And these are built in to the numbers here. You can see that you've been getting on a $70 investment $1.16, $1.16 for every day until you get to day 28, when it goes up to 2%, and so you get $1.40 for 5 days. It goes up to 3.5%, you get $2.45 for 3 days, and it goes up to 5%, earning you $3.50 for the final 2 days of the offer. The reason I've set it at $70 is because that is the lowest figure that will allow you, without any referrals or without any top-ups, to withdraw at the end of the cycle, just over a month, because you need $51 to be able to make a withdrawal, and your withdrawal will have a fee of $1 to cover the transfer costs. So at this point here, if you were a $70 depositor and you deposited on the 1st of a month, by the 7th of the next month you would have $52.54. You would be able to withdraw that, and you would receive $51.54 in your account. The minimum investment is $20, and if we put $20 in, you can see that by the end of the first cycle you've only earned $15. So you need almost 4 cycles, 3.5 cycles, about 4 months to be able to make a withdrawal. And that is why, if you're going to get involved, I recommend that you get involved at $70 or more. If you can't afford $70 but you like the idea, well, you've got to go with what you've got. Okay, so if you can only raise $20, that's it. Get started is more important than waiting. But you can also think outside the box. You can show this to a few other people, and maybe 3 or 4 of you can get together to raise that $70 or more to get to the point where you can make a withdrawal every cycle. And I call it a cycle because it is always over a month. If you invest $100, you can see by the end of a 30-day period, you've almost got $51. It would be the first day of a new month, and you would have $52, be able to withdraw $51.55. Okay? If you put in $500, you can see that by the 7th day, you would have enough to make a withdrawal. The 14th day, if you'd withdrawn that $50-odd, you would have another $50-odd that you could withdraw. So you could withdraw every week if you put in $500. Okay, let's take this a step further. And what we have now, looking at this bit, ignore this over here for the moment, is you can change the amount of investment. But here you can decide that you want to compound some of your funds. You can't automatically compound. You have to, in fact, make a withdrawal and then redeposit it. And it takes anywhere between 24 and 48 hours. So I've allowed 48 hours. So if we set the compounding here at 100%, in other words, meaning when you withdraw, you're going to put the whole of that withdrawal back in, you can see that with $1,000 in 4 days, you have over $51. That's the minimum you need to make a withdrawal. You withdraw your $66, you receive $65, and you redeposit that in your account. That's $65. But you can see I've not included it until day 7 to allow for that 48-hour period. It could be there in day 6, but I've taken the worst possible situation. And you can see the effect of compounding is that it just keeps building your balance, and eventually these withdrawals get closer and closer together, and at the end of that period you have increased your deposit by over $670, about 67% in one cycle. You may want to do that, or you may want to take out some of your funds. I always think that a good way to run these programs is to withdraw 50% and put 50% back in. So if we set that at 50%, you can see that now you are compounding 50% and withdrawing 50%. But what it's going to do is it's going to look for the point where you can make a withdrawal that will allow you to withdraw over $50 and still put over $50 back in. So it takes a week with a $1,000 investment to get to that stage, and you withdraw $114. You hang on to $57 to either spend or invest somewhere else, or just keep it in your crypto account, whatever you choose, and you put $57.25 back in. And you can see once again, 2 days later it shows up. It could be within 1 day, that would be a better result. But you can see now that every 6 or 7 days you are able to make a deposit and make a top up into your account. So by the end of a cycle, you've actually withdrawn a third of your investment, $330, and you've increased your investment by about $278. Now, because it's difficult to show this just going down, what I've done is I've split this into additional examples, each starting with the final balance from the previous example. So if you like, we're looking at 3 cycles. If you remember 1278.75, and we go back up to the top, so you can see that as we start cycle 2, we're starting with that 1278.75, and the same principles are applied. So if we slide that over, we see that by the 4th day of the second cycle, we are once again making a withdrawal. And you can see that gradually these withdrawals get closer together due to the fact that we keep increasing the amount that we have earning us money. And at the end of the second cycle, we've got $786 worth of our $1,000 deposit back, but we've increased our deposit by an additional $730, earning us more money. So we've got $1,730.48 here. And if we go up to the beginning of the third cycle, you can see here the effect keeps happening, and we keep getting closer and closer, so that we're getting every 4 days, and then getting into 3 days. Every 3 days we're making a withdrawal. And by the end of that third cycle, which will be approaching 4 months, it'll be a little bit short of 4 months, it'll be 3 months and 3 weeks roughly, you will now be in profit $421, and you'll have over $2,000 working for you every day, earning for you. That's as far as I've taken it in the spreadsheet. If you wanted, you could take this $2,364 here, and then instead of starting with 1,000, you could make that 2,364, and you would see how it would work from those cycles onwards. You can see by the end of the 4th cycle, you've got an additional $792. It's not added that on to your balance because it's like starting afresh. But this is an additional almost $800 that you would have earned, and you would now have $3,000 working for you. Remember, this column here would be additional to what you had previously. And if we look at the 5th cycle, you'd have an additional $2,000 almost, and now $4,000 working for you. And the end of the 6th cycle, you would have earned $3,362. You'd be $2,300 in profit, and have $5,600 working for you. And you could see you'd be withdrawing almost $100 every 2 days. And once again, you could take that a step further and put this 5,600 in where we started up here. You could of course start with less and still run the same plan. 500 reinvesting 50%. It would take you 13 days before you actually withdrew any money. By the end of your first cycle, you'd have $161 back, about a third of your money. It works in the same proportions. 3 cycles to get all your money back with a profit, no matter what you start with, okay? Provided you stick to this and do the compounding. When they introduce automatic compounding, this will change, but this gives you an idea of the power of this plan. And if you really want to see the power, go and take it through a 12-month period, starting with whatever you can afford. Maybe it's $1,000. Maybe it's $10,000. You're still going to get your money back in about 3 cycles, just under 4 months, and with a profit. If we show you that here, we're going to have to increase the column widths, but you're still going to get your money back in about 3 months. If we go down, down, down here, you'll see that you've got about a third of it back in your first cycle, over 80% of it back in your second cycle, and by the end of your third cycle, you're $4,000 in profit. You've actually got your money back here 11 days into cycle number 3, a total of about 85 days. Okay, you can download this spreadsheet, you can play with it, it's up to you. I recommend that you don't change anything other than the numbers marked with yellow. You start changing anything else, you'll mess the spreadsheet up and you'll have to download it again. God bless you all. I hope this helps you. It's up to you to decide whether this is the greatest thing ever conceived or the biggest scam that will ever be perpetrated. God bless.